at Presbyterian, and he's got big-time guards at App State, all older than usually what they play against. This is going to be a heck of a matchup.
Former SoCon rivals back at it here in Greenville. Tap is controlled by Garrison, and the Paladins have possession to start this one off. Furman 6-3 on the year. App State 5-4. Both played very challenging schedules. Furman knocked off Louisville out of the Atlantic Coast Conference in the season opener, immediately trying to go down low to Slauson. Patient, turn around, little jump hooking in, and Terrence, that's hard to stop.
And it really is hard to stop, especially when App State came out. I don't think they have a guy on the floor that's taller than about 6'6", 6'7". Slauson has an advantage in the post. That's not typically how he attacks. But at the same time, when you have a 3-inch height advantage, you need to be able to score whenever you get that close to the basket.
You see the starting five for the Mountaineers. Delph, obviously their leading scorer. For someone to take a look at again, Terrence, as that's knocked down from the corner. Mountaineers go up by 1.
That was Almonacey last season's most outstanding player in the Sun Belt Conference tournament. They've got them to the NCAA tournament.
Garrison, as you see it, Furman starting 5. Conley Garrison, the graduate transfer, he's hot from beyond the arc, and really anybody out there for Furman can knock it down from long range.
That's what makes them so dangerous, especially when you're initiating offense through Slauson, who's guarding the ball. And now we have a travel call here early. Donovan Gregory, he's going to be pressured at a high level today because Jalen Slauson poses a problem with his length and that ability to get up in the basketball.
App State comes in averaging just under 10 turnovers a game. I think it's going to be something to watch is Furman's defensive intensity early in this basketball game. We talked to Coach Ritchie. He was less than thrilled with the defensive effort the other night in Rock Hill against Winthrop. Really wants to limit drives to the basket and protect the rim. Here's back-to-back by Garrison, and he starts out hot from beyond the arc.
The Drury University transfer, a Division II transfer, can really shoot the basketball. He's provided an energy to this team and some veteran leadership as well, especially on the defensive end. He always rotates and seems to be in the right spot.
Garrison comes in shooting 44% on the season from beyond the arc. Now Furman wants to go quick but throws it away. Pass intercepted, laid up and in by Justin Forrest, and the Mountaineers cut it back to 3.
Justin Forrest. Oh, we have a fast break situation. Nice job. Great pass by Hunter, and Bothwell's able to finish. But for App State, number 1, that's Justin Forrest. If some people do remember, his dad was a big-time player at Georgia Tech. He's been a big-time scorer during his time at App State, but he struggled getting out of the gates this season.
Yeah, Coach Curran saying Forrest really needs to shoot the basketball better. Might have pressed a little bit early in the season. Look for him to pick it up as that one's knocked down from long range. And right on cue, Forrest 5 in a row. Furman wanted to go quick. Bothwell to Hunter down the lane. That's partially blocked, and here come the Mountaineers. Fast and furious start both ends of the court.
Neither team possesses a lot of size, so this is going to be a quick game, Brian, as that's a strong take by Gregory. He's not able to connect.
Gets his own rebound. Back up, doesn't fall, but it'll be 2 shots coming up the line. As you take a look, Terrence, at the keys to the game, you really keep it simple for both sides.
Well, if you're App State, I was going to say you need to slow the tempo. It seems like they've completely gone away from that. They went super small here to start out the game. But if you're Furman, App State struggles to guard the rim. Make sure you attack the basket first. You're an excellent three-point shooting team. Make sure you force some rotations to where you can step into shots and knock them in. This is going to be – I've just been excited about this game all week. This is an excellent matchup. As you see, Marcus Foster is going to check out of the game. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, he's going to check out of the game. This is a young player who has really developed as time has gone on.
Talk about the Mountaineers intentionally slowing it down to come in averaging 70 points a game. Furman averaged above 85 points a game. So you think the pace favors Furman, and here a couple misses from the free throw line. Furman quickly into the front court. Garrett Heen in for the Paladins as Bothwell fires a 3. That's off the mark, and Heen, sophomore out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Slauson, one-handed reverse jam. Hello.
We talked about his athleticism. Let's go ahead and top off with a 360. What a great pass by Alex Hunter. Great awareness and floor vision by the fifth-year senior.
Early 4-point lead for the Paladins. The largest has been 5 here in the early going. Quick trigger three-pointer on the way. That one's too strong. Rebound taken down by Heen.
Nice defensive possession. Conley able to get up in the ball, or Conley Garrison able to get up in the ball and do a nice job, and that's going to be a charge. Nice defensive possession by Gregory. Slauson, if he's going to attack the basket, he has to know that with his size advantage, they're going to try to get in front and take him out of the basketball game. Go ahead and move that ball from side to side, and you can kind of figure some things out. But Gregory, the guy who took that charge, we said it before the game, Bryant, does everything for this team.
Take away Slauson. He fouled out late in the game at Winthrop on a charge call. Not a player that's afraid to attack the basket. He can make it from long range, and he really stretches defenses out. But you said sometimes prone to the charge. Here he is on a fast break, loses it, tries to keep it in bounds, but is taken away by the Mountaineers as Slauson slow getting up, but he looks okay. Furman scrambling, 4-on-5 defensively. Almonte's three-pointer knocked down, and just like that, back to a one-point game as quickly Kearns is yelling at his team to get back.
That's Almonte right there. That's his second three made today. He is a big-time player for the Mountaineers.
Slauson looks to respond, high off the rim, no rebound. And it'll be App State basketball when we come back. Fast and furious start here from Greenville is Jalen Slauson. We talked about him, and there he shows off. Reverse dunk here. Furman up one early from Greenville. Welcome back to Greenville. Brian Lambert, former ACC standout Terrence Ogilvie. And Terrence, you're used to game of guards, but you didn't really go to the basket much. You like to pull up.
Yeah, I'm not much like Mike Bothwell, but I am a little bit like Alex Hunter. That is a guy that can really shoot the basketball, averaging big numbers, over 18 points a game, shooting better than 40% from the three. Adrian Delph is a big-time scorer as well. He's only had one game this season where he scored less than 10 points in the game, and that was against Boyce last, and he only played about 10 minutes. This is a group of guards that can really score the basketball. Justin Forrest hasn't gotten loose yet during the course of the season, but he's somebody that could be explosive, as they're going to run a lot of offense for him as well.
It was Mike Bothwell hitting a game-tying three-pointer with less than a second left last Friday night for the Paladins to eventually win in overtime against the College of Charleston. Bothwell been known for clutch plays, but it's been Alex Hunter. Terrence, you talked to Coach Ritchie saying, hey, he might be shooting the basketball the best if he's seen anybody doing his coaching career.
Well, especially this season. I mean, it's come within the flow of the offense, too. Because Furman has so many weapons, he's able to get loose.
That three-pointer off the mark. App State was 3 of 5 before that shot from long range. Furman with the basketball up one, both teams shooting. And a ferocious clip here early on. Heen has it poked away, and Furman turns it over. App State now wants to slow things down, and they'll set up the half-court offense.
This may be a difficult game for Heen because he's so oversized for this game tonight. He's going to have to be really strong with the basketball. Guards are going to come in there and dig and try to take away his passing lanes, and really he needs to make decisions fast.
Lewis battling down low. Heen defending. We'll give it over to Almonte, and he's not just a upperclassman, takes a quick trigger three off the mark. He's 24 years old. He's in his second year of grad school. Coach Stern's telling us a very mature player that he has out there, almost like a coach on the floor. Here's Hunter. Now Slauson, all this 5 out there for the Paladins, can shoot the basketball. Here's Hunter right in front of the App State bench. That's too strong. Rebound taken down and controlled by Almonte, and Slauson comes and corrals it, tries to keep it from going backcourt. That should be a foul against the Mountaineers, and it is. Terrence, credit Jalen Slauson. He kept that ball alive.
Yeah, but he needs to be careful. He's already got one foul that he got on a charge call earlier. I appreciate the hustle, but at the same time, do your best to stay in the basketball game. You mean so much. Let me give you a little tip for a lot of guys playing high school basketball who are watching this right now. Be the first to the floor, or else it's going to hurt on the way down. Garrett Heen doesn't die for the ball. Obviously hurts his back a little bit. That's painful when you're about 6'10".
See Joe Anderson in for the Paladins there, was talking with Coach Ritchie. Furman's went over Charleston. Coach said, hey, at halftime, their staff said, who can come in and provide a chance and energy? And it was Joe Anderson. Boy, the last 2 games, Joe Anderson, he worked while he waited, and Coach Ritchie said now he has a chance to shine. Earned his rotation. Terrence, he's making the most of it. Well, Joe Anderson, the Paladin sophomore.
He's a guy from my neck of the woods in Maryville, Tennessee. Has really high-level passing ability, has tried to figure out his way to be efficient on the floor as Garrison is feeling it, not able to make that one fall. But back to Anderson, an excellent player with good instincts, and he almost got that one right there in front of Coach Ritchie.
See him saying, hey, grab the ball. Marcus Foster back in for the Paladins. Slauson's going to take a seat. So Furman going a bit smaller right now with Heen playing the true 5. Coach Ritchie, Marcus Foster, you talked about him earlier. That's a player that he really likes defensively, physical guard for Furman.
Well, he's got a big, strong body, and as a redshirt sophomore, he reminds me a little bit of a freshman that plays at Florida State named Matthew Cleveland. Kind of the same build, not as big, not quite as athletic, but his offensive game is coming along, and he can be a big-time player on the defensive end early in his career.
Substitution coming in for the Mountaineers. Christopher Manis, the freshman out of Indiana, checks in as Almonacci checks out. Tight half-court man-to-man defense. Paladins now 3 minutes without a bucket. Hunter down the left side. He'll pull up, kick it to Garrison in the corner, 10 to shoot. Garrison tries to leave it off for Heen. Loses the basketball. Forrest into the front court. Gets caught in the air, almost throws it away. And now the Mountaineers will send it back up top to Forrest. Step back, contested three on the way, in and out. And back and forth we go. Furman now wants to run.
I'm shocked at how quick Appalachian State is getting shots up, especially in transition.
Anderson wide open in the corner, halfway down. In and out. Both teams started fast offensively, now cooled off a bit. Ball deflected. App State turns it over for the fourth time. Anderson into the front court, leaves it off for Hunter. Three in front of the students. Yes, Alex Hunter. Terrence Wright in transition.
That's a great job by Joe Anderson. He's reading the defense and attacking the weak side. What happens? Defense converges on the ball, and he finds a guy that's shooting near 50% coming into this game on the left wing. Alex Hunter is about as close to automatic as you're going to see in college basketball.
Annis over to Lewis, trying to battle against Heen. Anderson comes over to help. Down low, it's going to be a jump ball. Possession will stay with the Mountaineers. 6 on the shot clock. And Terrence, you can see a new defensive energy out of this Paladin squad. 77% of the shots at the rim for Winthrop on Tuesday night. Coach Ritchie didn't like that. Only 2 points in the paint for the Mountaineers here through the first 7.5.
Well, I think it's part Furman's defense and part the fact that Winthrop has a young man named DJ Burns, a transfer from Tennessee, that is a load to handle in the post. But nonetheless, excellent energy to start the game if you're a Paladin fan.
5 on the shot clock. Delph will force up a contested shot. Air ball put back up with 1 on the shot clock. And the Mountaineers back within 2. They catch a break on the weak side. Skip past Anderson again from the corner. Yes, back-to-back threes by the Paladins. And Terrence, App State cannot lose the shooters in the deep corners.
Well, what's happening is when you have a guy that's looking to attack the paint or you're looking to enter the ball into the post, what happens is that defense shifts over. If you're able to make good skip passes to the opposite corner, you're going to get some good shots. And Joe Anderson's, over the last 2 games, has been shooting the ball really well.
Nice job defending without fouling. That was Alex Hunter. Hunter now running the break, leaves it off for Bothwell in the lane. Over to the corner, Foster, and now Hunter will slow things down. Hunter through the lane, over to Anderson, back-to-back on the way, off the mark, offensive board, Bothwell. Bothwell hesitates, nowhere to go, and now will slow things back down. Fast and furious here inside Timmons Arena. Foster. Now Anderson leaves it off for Bothwell, left-handed up and in, and Furman has their largest lead at 7.
What a big-time possession. You get a couple of offensive rebounds. You don't force the action back up. What do? You kick it out, and the defense is scrambling. Excellent job by Joe Anderson, penetrating baseline and finding Bothwell and rewarding him for his offensive rebound. Just another great possession by the Paladins.
7 assists on 8 Furman field goals here in the first 9 minutes. Next whistle will be an under 12 media timeout. Here's Delph trying to work against Foster. Fadeaway jumper rattles off, and here comes Furman. Coach Ritchie asking his team to go quickly. Foster down the right side, all the way to the glass. No, can't get the rebound, and here come the Mountaineers. Now you see Coach Curran wanting to slow things down a bit.
You wondered how long it was going to take him to manufacture some offense. You enjoy the pace if you're a coach, but at the same time, they haven't gotten a good shot in the last 3 or 4 possessions. Slow it down and put the ball in some of your playmakers' hands.
Trying to get it down low. Size advantage. Heen defending off the glass. Can't get it to fall. Offensive rebound. Lewis back up and in. Stays with it. And it's back to a 5-point game.
And that's where Garrett Heen, he's pretty slender. And when he gets in the post, he needs to do a nice job of using his legs to box out. And what another play. Joe Anderson is showing out, whether it be in transition, off pick and rolls. He's making things happen. Number 22 in white. This is going in transition. He attacks the middle, brings the defense over to him, and there's a guy named Alex Hunter. He's automatic, and we'll be back here in a little bit.
Paladins up 8. Terrence, take a look at this last sequence. You talk about moving the basketball. Great play by Anderson.
Yeah, he brings the defense over with him. Excellent job by Bothwell raising up to the 45. This is what makes Joe Anderson valuable when he's playing within himself. He's got excellent vision, and he's strong enough with the basketball with both hands. He passes it well with the left. He passes it well with the right. He is a really good player with some solid potential. COVID freshman. Played a little bit last season, but is going to benefit from that extra year of eligibility.
These teams used to meet all the time as both were members of the Southern Conference. A big rivalry between these two schools. Furman leads the all-time series by 12, though. Terrence hadn't met since 2015. That was a 9-point Furman win, but these staffs know each other very well. Dustin Kearns recruited Paladin assistant Tim Johnson saying, hey, that was his first player that he ever recruited, knows him very well. They spent time on the Wofford staff, Coach Ritchie. So a lot of overlap. These two schools may play for a while.
Yeah, it only makes sense. Both of these guys, big-time coaches, and you want them to stay for a long time. But rumor has it, and I'm just going to say it, Bryant. Good shot by Almonacci. Rumor has it, they might not be around for very long. But at the same time, these guys get their players to play at a high level. The only thing really missing from Bob Ritchie's trophy case is one of those SoCon championships, which is very much in the works this season.
It's tied for one, made it to a postseason NIT. Furman trying to get a double-digit lead here. Slauson from behind the arc, too strong and battling down low. I think they're going to get a foul going against Donovan Gregory, and he'll stay with the Paladins. But you talk about scheduling. Both these coaches say, hey, we're not going to say teams are scared to play us a lot, but it's hard to get games. And Furman playing a lot of home and home with quality mid-majors, Belmont, Winthrop, and then you talk about what App State's done, going up to Delaware and others, and Furman playing mid-majors.
Played Rick Pitino up at Iona. I mean, this is two. They're almost a victim of their own success because they've been playing so well lately that it's hard to get some of these high major games to come and play some of these schools.
Talked about Furman knocking off Louisville into their major winning streak in November at home as Williams down low off the glass. A lot of contact, no call for the freshman out of Ohio, and here come the Mountaineers down 8. Near side, Eads. Might have gotten away with the wall. There's the whistle. R.J. Duhart, the junior out of Boynton Beach. And we talked about this schedule, Terrence. Take a look. App State, they've gone ETSU, Delaware, Akron. They got Duke and North Carolina coming up. Both teams, they're going to be better for conference play of what they've done in the non-con.
With question, and a great win at Akron, too. A very well-coached team up there. And Charlotte, you look at the margins of victory, the margins of defeat there. 4 games within 2 points. App State is going to be seasoned by the time they get to conference play.
You see the Paladins, tough one at home against Navy, but an overtime game at Belmont. Furman had under control of Slauson. Nice move down low. Charleston, Louisville, and I'll tell you what's been the theme through all these Terrence is Jalen Slauson has been dominant, even against bigger guys down low.
Well, he's starting to generate a lot of attention with his ability to be a playmaker. Kind of the last step that he needs in order to be successful, at least towards his prospects at the next level. Got to be able to shoot the ball a little bit better. He has started out pretty well this season, but at the same time, if he's able to get that part of his game going, the sky is the limit for him.
Furman, 3 players above 16 points a game with Bothwell, Slauson, and of course, Alex Hunter leading the way with just over 18. That last foul going against Williams, his first and the team's 4th. Bothwell closing in on 1,000 in his career as Williams on the fast break. Into the front court, looking to go coast to coast. There's going to be a whistle, count it, and a chance for a 3-point play. Terrence, we didn't know which way it was going to go, and then you got the continuation for the big fella.
My man Williams rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. He's a big old boy. He looked like one of those offensive linemen getting a touchdown. Nice Euro step for the big fella. Might have got away with a walk. I'm not sure. From my vantage point, it's a couple extra steps and a little bit of a foot drag. Kearns obviously not going to be happy. But you got to love the energy from the freshman. He's been a bit of a spark plug for this Paladins team. Number 24 on the free throw line. He does a fantastic job. As soon as he comes in, he knows what he's there for. He's in to score right away. 24 Williams.
Kearns having a conversation with Bart Lennox, the official who called that. Todd Austin, Keith Fogelman rounds out the officiating crew. Furman 13-point lead, the largest as we get toward the under 8 timeout here inside Timmons. A great crowd on a December night in Greenville, one of the best mid-major matchups in the country here tonight.
Defensive intensity, Bryant, just looking at it, has been different from what we've seen from Furman thus far this season. Moving, sliding, getting to spots, closing out really with high hands. And if they're going to make shots like that, long contested two-point jumpers, Coach Ritchie's going to live with that.
Stops an 8-0 Furman run over the last 2 minutes. Next whistle, media timeout. Anderson kicks it to Williams in the corner looking for three. That too strong. Weak side rebound taken down by Gregory. Rebounds 14-11 in favor of the Paladins. Trying to get it down low, corralling it, Gregory, and he'll go to the line for two when we come back. 7:18 to go here in the first half. Furman up 11 here from Greenville. Furman up 11 here in the first half. Taking a look at Dustin Kearns, head coach for the Mountaineers. Talking about Terrence not shying away from a challenge. What he did at PC and now what he's doing at App State, taking over and making a name for himself, turning programs around.
Well, at Presbyterian, it's probably the hardest job in the Big South. And as far as the Sun Belt is concerned, App State is a wonderful campus, a wonderful place. Not a huge tradition for winning, but at the same time, he's turned that program around. First Sun Belt tournament title in history, got him to the tournament, and now he's dealing with higher expectations every year, which sometimes results in a little bit of frustration, but he's done an excellent job managing that to this point.
He told us it's all about embracing the expectation. He's open about it. And how about this? Attendance up in Boone, 80% this year over year. I guess you could throw COVID in there, but even adjusted, says a lot of excitement in Boone for what the Mountaineers did a season ago. Here, a big-time matchup tonight as App State makes the first free throw, 1 of 4 now from the line after hitting their first of the night, 10-point game.
Well, just speaking from somebody who's traveled there a couple of times, Boone is a great town, and Kearns obviously able to recruit to that location, but so is Greenville. Two great mid-major universities on display.
Downtown Greenville, one of the best in the country. Furman right north of Greenville. Slauson thought about a three-spin move down low, and it'll be a blocking foul going against Eads. Just the force for the Mountaineers, so no shot. And here, let's talk a little bit. You got to respect the three close out. That'll allow Slauson to try to blow by.
And that's what makes it hard for App State because they're scared of their speed. Now, number 4, R.J. Duhart's about 6'9", but he's just come out of the game. App State is playing really small. They started out the game really small with nobody bigger than 6'5". They're really only going to play 2 guys that are big, significant minutes, and that presents some problems, especially when you're having to over-rotate to help when the ball gets in the paint.
Garrison down low. It's going to be an offensive foul as he picks up his first personal, the 6th Paladin foul, and it'll go over to App State.
And even on this play, you'll see the defense completely collapse. Because you're small, that's what you have to do. A good call, nice job getting in front by James Lewis Jr. taking the charge, but that's the kind of respect you have to have whenever you don't have a true rim protector, and App State doesn't have that.
Furman shooting 50% from the field. App State here at 35%. Furman's lead been as large as 13. Now that way off the mark. Offensive board hesitates, back up, counted, and a foul. And a chance for a three-point play by Lewis. It's the second chance points now in double digits for Mountaineers.
And that's 2 on Jalen Slauson. And sometimes when you take erratic shots, it's going to give you opportunities to get offensive rebounds. In that particular occasion, you got to get back in front. Nice finish by Lewis Jr. UTC transfer, a double-double threat. Depending on the night, of course, lives on the offensive glass. You got to know that coming into the game. Nice job being strong and physical for the Mountaineers.
Lewis comes in averaging 5 points a game, handful of rebounds, a force down low, down to an 8-point game, a quick 6-0 Mountaineer run, a 7-point game rather over the last 70 seconds.
Well, another positive, you get to the free throw line, and what does that do? That slows Furman down and limits their transition. You can get back and guard in the half court. When the game's been going up and down, Furman has had a lot of success. This allows App State, a nice move by Heen. This allows App State to get by and play defense in front.
Heen's first bucket on his first shot attempt. Nice patience down low by the sophomore. He'll see some minutes here late first half with those 2 fouls from Jalen Slauson. Slauson 6 points, 3 of 5 from the field in these 9 minutes of action. Delph. Back up Almonacci, 7 on the shot clock, again running down late. Almonacci 1-on-1 against Heen. 4 to shoot, down low, fadeaway jumper off the front of the rim. Offensive board again by Lewis. Lewis looking to go 1-on-1. Help comes from Garrison. Reverse pass and slammed home by Gregory. And offensive rebounds adding up for App State.
Well, Lewis Jr., that's his scouting report. He says 6'8", 215. I think he's a little bit heavier than that just sitting here looking at him. But he's an excellent athlete. That's where he's going to beat you. Garrett Heen has got to box out his legs.
Now Heen down low draws the foul. He'll go to the line for 2. Mountaineers don't like the call. They're going to get Eads on the personal. See if we can take another look. A nice pick and roll there by Garrett Heen. Terrence, just too much contact near the rim.
Well, he does a nice job of slipping the ball screen. When you know App State's going to come up and hedge hard, what happens is it leaves you open right at the rim. Nice job and good read by Garrett Heen, who now shoots 2 free throws.
Heen, who started off this season strong, a little bit of a sophomore slump coming on here, and knocks the first free throw down. Williams and Hunter out. Foster and Joe Anderson back in for the Paladins.
Well, there's a lot to like about Garrett Heen's game. He shoots the ball well. He passes it at a really high level. The problem is he's more of a 4 than he is a 5. And if he's going to play the 5, probably needs to gain a little bit of weight. But it's hard to put on 15 pounds right away. Actually, even though he's looking slender now, Bryant, put on 10 pounds last offseason. 10 more pounds, he's going to be a threat.
Just under 8 points a game. Season 8-point Furman lead. Mountaineers with the basketball. Under 5 remaining here in the opening half. Forrest tries to take it down, count it, and a foul as Forrest is starting to heat up. He has 7 points and a chance to make it 8.
This is a big physical team around the perimeter. And Forrest, even though he's not that tall, look how strong he is attacking the basket. Garrett Heen, if you're not going to block that shot, you better get outside the charge circle and take a lick, big fella. That's not going to cut it. Got to get in front, get to your help spot early. And my high school coach used to say, hey, T.O., take a lick. I don't think I took a charge in my life. But at the same time, I'd be asking him to do so right there. Furman obviously wanting a bigger body in. James Rapace, a freshman from Jacksonville, 6'10", 250, hoping to provide a little bit of assistance inside the paint.
Around the perimeter, Bothwell over to Foster. 15 on the shot clock. Anderson's in there. Coach Ritchie said, hey, graded out 5th in possession quality, and the Paladins lost at Winthrop. And you look at that, he was 1st offensively, 7th defensively as that was knocked down. But that's something when you see Joe Anderson in, he's like, hey, he provides a spark, and 5th in possession quality, he'll take that every night.
Those analytics are entirely too smart for me to understand what he's talking about.
You just shot the ball.
Yeah, I just need to shoot and then know where I was supposed to get on the press. But other than that, those analytics are a little too bright for me. But I like Joe Anderson, man. He brings energy. You know, position-wise, defensively, he struggles sometimes, but he's got the athleticism to be able to guard. In this game, he's done a nice job.
Shot clock again down under 5. Almonacci tries to get it, sends it out. Pump fake and fouling a jump shooter late in the shot clock. It'll be Almonacci to shoot 2 when we come back. We got a good one as expected going here inside Timmons Arena. 7 will be App State going to the line to shoot 2. Coach Ritchie huddling up with his team here, and Furman's led by as many as 13, and Coach Ritchie's impact on this program in 5 years, and tell you what, that kind of speaks for itself. Look at that winning percentage, over 71%, 8 in the NCAA, and he's putting out SoCon players left and right.
One of the best offensive teams in the conference, and he's now elevated it to one of the best offensive teams in the country with consistency. And it's because he recruits a certain type of kid. He talks about developing long-term. You look at Marcus Foster, he's number 5, standing ready to block out on the free throw. He's just another person that he has developed at a high level. And he's developed into a role, and his offense kind of comes along. They do an excellent job with player development, and Coach Ritchie is the reason why.
Almonacci knocks them both down. Mountaineers now 5 of 8 from the line, and it's a 5-point game. Furman led at 28-15. That was at the 8-11 mark. Mountaineers been battling back. Here's repass down low. Working, trying to go one-on-one. Turn around, off, up and in, right over the big Lewis. And that's patience. You sit on the bench for 14 minutes, come in, and like you've been out there the whole time.
That's a nice job by the big fella. 6'10", 250. If he's able to handle the ball well enough to score after 5 dribbles in the paint, that's tough.
Forrest thought about a 3 into the lane, leaves it off the glass and in. Nice play by Gregory through contact, and both teams converting offensively right now. Furman 56% from the field, Mountaineers now at 43%. Hunter thought about the step back, and now Foster. Pass trying to go to work again. Tough off the glass, can't get it to fall, and now it can be a one-possession game if the Mountaineers can score. Forrest pull-up jumper, yes. He now has 10, and a timeout taken by Furman as the App State Mountaineers having a one-possession game.
And that's what's going to happen. You put Repass back in the game, a little bit heavier footed, and he's going to have to play drop coverage. I don't know if we're going to be able to have a replay or not, but whenever you're able to attack the ball screen and the big man is backing up, it's going to open up a wide open jump shot. See, Repass backing up. You see him look down at his feet. You rise up and you shoot that jump shot. Forrest, 10 points after struggling in the early part of the season. He's come alive here tonight.
10 points and 4 of 6 shooting in 13 minutes of action. We knew it was going to be a good one. It's shaping up as App State have made their last 4 from the field. Furman have hit 5 of their last 7 from the field.
It's been an excellent offensive game, and you'll notice when App State got back into this ball game is when the tempo slowed down. Earlier in the game, when Furman was able to open up their lead, they were getting rebounds off the rim, and they were taking off in transition and creating that way. So over the last 5 minutes or so, game slowed down. App's done a nice job of setting up offense and getting things in the half court.
Home crowd looking to come alive and urge this Paladins for the last 2.5 of this first half. Dribble handoff Garrison. He hit 2 early threes, has been quiet since. Hunter with 10 on the shot clock. Goes to the ground, picks it up. It's going to be double teamed, and now a jump ball. Possession will stay with Furman with 6 on the shot clock. Mountaineers fired up defensively.
I'll tell you what, App State is doing a great job of attacking the basketball. Look at the activity defensively. Might have been a block, sure. Look how fast they are to the floor. This is big-time defense by App State, swarming to the basketball and really keeping pick-and-roll situations on the side of the court. Furman's been good in the half court when they've been able to reverse the ball 2 or 3 times. App State's shutting that business down here lately.
6 on the shot clock. Hunter looking to inbound. We'll go back to Williams and get it back quickly. Now 3 to shoot. Long three-pointer on the way. Doesn't hit the rim, and here come the Mountaineers. Good defensive possession for Coach Kern's squad out of the timeout. Mountaineers can tie it with a 3, cut it to 2, or 1 with a 2, and that's a contested jumper off the mark. Strong rebound battled for, taken down by Foster. Rebound 16-15 in favor of Appalachian. Williams down low, going one-on-one. It's going to be an offensive foul.
I hate this call, Brian. I don't know if we're going to have a replay or not, but I hate this call because Williams did a nice job of maintaining his balance. This should not be the case. Look at it. If he hits him, that's a flop. Lewis is a big physical presence, and Williams doesn't lose his balance. He's still fully on 2 feet. You need to go ahead and let that be a playthrough. Nice job by Williams being aggressive. It's an interesting substitution here. So Heen has struggled to keep him off the offensive glass. Slauson's in foul trouble. Now you put the freshman Williams on Lewis in the post, number 25, because he's been attacking the offensive glass. Gives you some physicality.
Delph off the glass, and it's a 1-point game, 35-34. Mountaineers on a 6-0 run over the last minute and a half. Hunter. Over to Williams. He'll take a contested 3 on the way. Big shot by Alex Williams, the freshman, the 6'5", 205, and Darius knocks it down from long range.
205, that's generous. That's a big old boy. Williams, he can shoot the ball from deep, and he extends that defense out as well. But you see the offensive efficiency when Slauson goes on the bench. They're going to have to survive the rest of the half. Here coming up, breaking in. We got a minute left. They've done a nice job so far.
Lewis sends it near side. Delph wanted to go baseline, working against Garrison. 8 on the shot clock. Fadeaway jumpers off the front of the rim. Long rebound battled for. Garrison has it. Sends it up to Hunter, who lays it off the glass, and the Paladins back up 6. 12-second differential shot in game clock. Timmons Arena on its feet.
Great defensive possession, forcing a tough shot, turning defense into offense. This is what we saw from Furman early. They're able to maintain this to close out the half. They're going to go in pretty happy.
Almonacci working against Mike Bothwell. 10 on the shot clock, 21 on the game clock. Into the lane all the way off the glass and in by Forrest. He has 12. Shot clock turned off. Paladins with a 4-point lead can hold for the last. Hunter. 7. Now 6. Cuts to the top of the key, sends it over to Williams. Pump fake, step back three on the way. No. And the Paladins go into the half with a 4-point lead. Furman led by as many as 13. Mountaineers crawled within one. Halftime coming up next. It was a good one, and it still is here from Greenville. National writers, pundits were saying this could be the best mid-major matchup in the country tonight. It's lived up to that. Two high-quality teams that have played a high-quality schedule right off to the glass and in. Forrest picking up where he left off is a 2-point game.
Justin Forrest picks up where he left off, like you said, does an excellent job attacking the basket. And he's so physically strong that once he gets in there, he's able to hold off the defense.
App State's largest lead was 1. That was at 3-2 early in the first half. Half-court man-to-man has been the defense. Heavy pressure on both sides. Shot clock now down to 5. Bothwell, skip pass near side. Garrison fumbles it. 3 to shoot. Reverse layup, no. Offensive rebound, Foster. He kind of cutting Hunter, who lays it in, and Furman gets their second chance points.
Extra effort plays. Marcus Foster, he's not going to be the focal point of the offense, but he can provide with plays like that in his defense. If he's able to attack the offensive glass and create those extra effort plays, that's where he can be effective. He's done that here as of late.
Hunter now with 7. Forrest working against Garrison. They'll send it back out top to Eads. Appalachian State just with 3 frees, 3 of 12. In that first 20 minutes from beyond the arc. Almonacey. Gregory, 4 to shoot. Almonacey right in front of the students off the back rim. Weak side rebound taken down by Furman. Slauson back to Garrison. He hit 2 big threes to start out the basketball game. Was quiet later in the half, shooting the rock. Slauson, 1-on-1 against Eads. Picks up his dribble, gets it back. Tries a skip pass and throws it away right into the hands of Forrest. Was looking for Hunter.
Justin Forrest has come to play. He's been impressive today, both on the offensive and the defensive end.
Both teams have taken care of the basketball. Just 12 combined turnovers for each team. Nice pass down low. Finds a cutting Delph, who lays it off the ground. Delph just with 4 points.
Yeah, they've done a nice job on him individually, but Jalen Slauson's got to get over on the help line. That was an excellent pass. I don't know if we have the replay or not, but Bob Ritchie obviously telling him, ball's on the other side of the floor. You got to get on that help line, especially when it's below the free throw line. Get over. You can help protect against backdoor cuts like that.
Furman keeps it. Alex Hunter to set up the offense. Handoff Hunter, he curls into the lane, sends it out to Bothwell. Left-handed 3 on the way, front rim no good. Mike Bothwell was 3 of 4 before that shot. 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. 3-pointer, App State trying for the lead, that woefully short. Garrison with the rebound, and now Furman goes quick. Said it a couple times. Mountaineers, when they've had some quick shots, as Garrison goes all the way, can't make the layup. Almost better when the Mountaineers set up in the half court.
Well, they've been doing a nice job of putting Forrest in position to where he can attack the basket. But the slower this game goes, the better it is for Coach Kearns and Appalachian State.
Far side corner with it is Gregory. Dribble handoff. Almonacey wants to drive baseline. There's Slauson with those 2 fouls. 5 to shoot. 1-on-1. Bothwell. Spin. Sends it over to the corner, but a walk. Good defense by Furman, forces the Mountaineers turnover.
Not good defense. That's great defense, because what's happening is when App State's running a lot of their weave action and handing it off, Furman's switching everything. And that's the worst spot to be on when you're on the top. Bothwell, he's having to guard pretty much every player on the floor because they're switching right up into him. He stays consistent in his approach defensively and able to force the turnover.
Slauson in front of the Paladin bench. Rockets it far side. Is tipped out of bounds. And tell you what, it takes a perfect pass there. Almost had it, but that thing's a fastball.
And he's making the read before the defense comes over. That's probably going to be the right pass. But at the same time, he has to force the help to come over. He's not happy that he should come out, but he needs to slow his body down a little bit to read the defense and force the action as opposed to making the pass before anything occurs.
In for the Paladin, Slauson out. Bothwell 10 to shoot, trying to go 1-on-1. Picks up his dribble, sends it out to Hunter. 5 on the shot clock. Hunter loses the basketball. The official thought about calling a foul. Now quickly into the front court. Almonacey off the glass, doesn't fall. Coach Kearns going crazy, wanting a foul. quickly into the front court. Foster thought about a three. He drives, contact, and now Coach Kern's about to lose it. He better watch out. He might get teed up if they see him.
Man, what a block by Conley Garrison. Comes up over the top. There's not a whole, that's a whole lot of ball and an excellent play. Kern's beside himself down on that end. Coach Forrest trying to get him to calm down. Coach, this is a close game. We don't need that right now, but he has right to be upset. I thought he got him a little bit with the body. We got a bad angle there at the camera, but does a nice job of attacking the ball with his inside hand.
Foster at the line to shoot two, and it didn't help Kearns' argument that on the other side, Foster gets the call, but I think a nice job there by the officials. Eating the whistle, not teeing up Coach Kearns. He was upset, but in a game like this, let him talk a little bit, give him the warning, but try to let the players decide on the court as Foster hits both free throws and back to a 4-point game as Kearns now having a lengthy conversation on the other end.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Refs letting the players decide. This is an emotional game. It's a big game for both teams. Appalachian State's still in it.
4-point game. Furman, though, without a field goal the last 2:55. Everything coming from the line. Next whistle, under 16 media timeout. Here's Forrest, and there's going to be a hand check at the top of the key. And it'll be Mountaineer basketball when we come back. Intensity ratcheting up here. Second half rolls on here from Greenville. Furman up 4 here from Timmons Arena. Later this season, both the men's and women's squads for the Paladins will play in downtown Greenville, Bonsecours Wellness Arena. The weekends at the Well, Furman men will play down there 3 times, the women once on a doubleheader January 8th. Terrence, big-time atmosphere downtown. Furman played Wofford there a couple years ago, over 6,000 fans, buzzer beater, but really a big push by Furman Greenville community. They sell out Timmons, and boy, they're getting big crowds downtown.
February 19th might be appointment basketball if you're a Greenville native. Furman, Wofford at the Well should be a great environment. 2 teams that will compete at the top of the SoCon this year. Both teams can really shoot the basketball. Both teams can get hot in a hurry. Wouldn't be surprised if it ended up being 90-90 at the end of regulation.
Joe Anderson in for the Paladins. Quick trigger 3 for the Mountaineers. Off the mark. Rebound taken down by Hunter. Jalen Slauson back in. Maybe some time to think about it. You had some thoughts on that pass that Coach Ritchie wanted him to sit down a little bit for.
Here's a perfect example. He has to force the defense to come to him. Nobody's helping right now. There, defense helps. Great read. Perfect.
How about that?
And that's the difference. You have to take dribbles into the defense and force them to help. On the possession where he came out of the game, defense stayed home. The passing lanes aren't there. That possession, dribbles into the defense. They come and commit to him. And then he's able to make the nice pass.
That's when you played and coaches said, hey, don't help off Terrence Oglesby. And they helped. That was eerily similar.
I benefited because Trevor Booker created that type of attention.
Off the glass, no offensive rebound, back up and in by Donovan Gregory. No, I missed it far side. Point blank miss by Gregory. Furman going quick. Hunter stops, thought about popping it. Now he'll take the mid-range jumper, rattles off. Strong rebound coming. How about Gregory? Misses the layup, comes all the way down to get the defensive rebound, starts the fast break, but taken away by Anderson. Back and forth we go. 3-on-2 over to Hunter off the glass and in, and it's back to a 9-point game. Joe Anderson.
Great job by Joe Anderson, using his eyes to throw off the defense. Sees the guy coming on his left. Just a quick head turn, fixes that and opens up the passing lanes. And it is alive here at Timmons Arena. They're getting out in transition. They're scoring quickly, and they're up 9 with 14.5 to play.
Furman up 9 thanks to Mike Bothwell.
Yeah, Mike Bothwell, that's 1,000 points, but that's an excellent read by Slauson. As soon as number 1, Justin Forrest, comes in to help, he sees the open man, and Mike Bothwell benefits. He's got 10 tonight. That's over 1,000, Bryant. One heck of a career for Bothwell.
Crowd giving a nice ovation for that 1,000-point score during the timeout. Furman, 15 assists, 19 made basket, a 7-0 run. Tell you what, it was all on that no call on the Garrison block. This cued this 7-0 Furman run, a 2-point game now out to 9. Forrest trying to respond quickly. He'll kick it to the corner. Open 3 on the way. Delph, yes, big shot for the Mountaineers out of the timeout.
And Delph hasn't really gotten going so far this game. Was 2 of 9, now 3 of 10. They need to keep tabs on him and not let him get going.
Team down low. 1-on-1 against Duhart. Little right-handed hook, front rim, leaves it short. Rebound taken down by the Mountaineers.
Tough shot, good possession. Garrett Heen gets the right positioning.
A mid-range jumper, tough shot, rebound taken down by Hunter. Furman spreading the court in the front court. Hunter will slow it down and get the basketball back from Heen. Lawson down low to Heen, off his knee, able to save it. Sophomore working over to Bothwell. Now 10 to shoot, out to Heen, 8. Over to Slauson, who thought about a 3 down the left side of the lane. Layup doesn't fall, and now the Mountaineers have numbers. Almonacey weaving into the front court. Now he'll slow things down.
Nice decision by Almonacey. The defense gets all the way back, and then he makes a bad decision with the pass as he deflects it out of bounds.
Your hands up there, that's coming your way. You're supposed to deflect those. I think we need to be clear. If the ball comes this way, you're saving it.
I'm getting out of the way. That's not my job anymore.
Been there, done that. Subs coming in for the Paladins. Good minutes there by Heen, who forced the turnover. Alex Williams for the Paladins back in. Freshman had some big minutes in that first half.
Did a really nice job. Needed to play a little bit of 5 in the first half because of foul trouble and offensive rebounding. Was able to provide a spark.
Hunter, top of the key, over to Slauson. Thought about a 3, puts it on the floor, lays it all the way down off the side of the rim, and that's back-to-back layups. Slauson hasn't been able to convert.
And Furman having a hard time finishing around the rim. They don't have the biggest guys in the post, but they got to be able to finish over the top. Garrett Heen misses a couple of layups around the rim, and then Slauson, he does such a nice job of covering a lot of space, but needs to be able to finish at a higher level than he has here in the second half.
There's Delph. Tough fadeaway jumper, rattles off the rim, offensive board. Hesitation, put back up and in by Lewis, and a quick 5-0 run back to a 4-point game.
I mean, that's just, Coach Ritchie walks back to his bench and he says, you know, there's not a whole lot I can do. App State has some big physical guys, and a flush by Slauson. A great pass by Alex Hunter. They fake back to Anderson and find a wide open Slauson. Excellent read by the senior.
Slauson now has 8. Under 12 timeout pending, next whistle. Students into it far side. Delph seemingly trying to work with Almonacey, who has the basketball, sends it far side. Eads back to Almonacey. 10 to shoot. Now Delph near side for 3 right in front of the bench, drains it, and it's a 1-possession game. Delph heating up now. He has 10.
It took him a while to get going, but that's 5 quick points for Delph, somebody who averages around 16 a game. Got to keep him in check.
Slauson pump fake, sends it to Foster in the corner. Can he respond? In and out, no good. Rebound out to the Mountaineers. Can tie it with a 3. Almonacey stop, pops, in and out. Battle for the rebound, and it's going to be Furman basketball on the foul. We have a dandy shaping up here in Greenville. 11-17 to go. It's a 3-point game between former conference rivals. Brian Lambert, Terrence Ogilvy's back with you. Beautiful night, iconic Furman bell tower there across the lake. Furman up 3 against Appalachian State out of the Sun Belt. Tell you what, basketball in the Palmetto State been very, very good. And right now, if you look at the RPI, Furman leading South Carolina, Charleston, Clemson in the RPI. No surprise there.
No surprise for you. I think Clemson and South Carolina wish they had something to say about it, but Furman's been really good here in the early going, and I'm hurt right now because I'm a Clemson guy. But at the same time, you got to admire what Coach Ritchie has accomplished thus far this season. He's got a group full of guys that can really score the basketball.
After the timeout, Joe Anderson running the offense. Bothwell's at the table. He'll check in next dead ball. 3-point game. App State has not led since 3-2 in the first half. Foster picks up his dribble in the lane, nowhere to go with the basketball, sends it out to Williams, and now Anderson with 12 to shoot. Anderson wants to go up and under, sends it out to Slauson, thought about a 3, and he's going to be tied up, no, a foul, and now watch out. Little extracurriculars into the lane, both separated. Mountaineers wanting a jump ball, but they're going to get a foul, and Coach Kern doesn't like it.
I'm not exactly sure what happened. I know it was a hard drive to the bucket by Slauson. Gets downhill. That's about as clean a tie-up as you can see. A little bit of extra activity afterwards, but nice defense by Donovan Gregory. A little bit of an acting job there. The guy's going to act fake tough, both teams. Chest up a little bit. I was the king of that, Bryant, because I would go up and act like I was going to do something knowing the refs were going to break it up.
Well, you just hope
fake
Trevor Booker would show up and help you.
Yeah, I always hoped that would happen. didn't typically happen because he knew better.
Furman back with the basketball in a three-point game. Slauson leaves it off for Garrison, who's blocked at the rim down low.
Gosh, Appalachian State's guards are so physically strong and athletic, and they recover so quick, Bryant. That's one thing that once Furman's able to get downhill, they do a nice job of keeping their body on guys in Forest.
Jumper halfway down, back out. Offensive board taken down by the Mountaineers. Three on top, no. But a foul down low, and that's going to be Jalen Slauson's third. And I think they're going to go to the monitor to see if it was kind of contact in the head, to see if it could be a flagrant as the officials try to settle things down here. And Terrence, take another look.
Ever since Slauson got his second foul in the first half, he's been a little bit out of sorts. Didn't see anything happen there. Kind of tough. I think he was turning to box out. Maybe he had an elbow a little bit too high. I can't really see what happened.
We'll try to get an explanation for the officials. See if we can't get another angle as Terrence is trying to get official walking over to have a conversation. Here's another angle down low. I believe they're going to check to see if there's any contact above it. Oh, there was a forearm shiver.
Yeah, they're checking for an elbow. Call on the floor is a common foul. Fouls to the head or neck obviously is going to result in a flagrant. We're going to take another look at it as Jalen Slauson, he's looking to box out on the shot.
And watch the right arm of Slauson.
The right arm of Slauson gets a little bit too high.
Kind of goes into the chest.
And
definitely
that's
a foul,
tough.
physical play, but is it going to be a flagrant? Is it going to be? It wasn't above the neck area, so this is one of those things, Terrence, you got to go with intent, right?
Well, the intent is he hits him in the chest. The problem is his elbow slides up. That's going to be the curious ruling. If they call it an elbow to the face, there's going to be an issue. He's going to end up with a flagrant. But he did extend out, so the common foul call is correct. He has to maintain that 90 degrees with his elbow, so the push-off's correct. If they determine that he went above head or neck, it ends up in a flagrant. To me, and from that angle right there, it looks as if it slid up into his neck. I would assume a common foul is going to be maintained as the call.
As it stands, it's going to be the third on Slauson, just the second team foul. So the only way will be shots if it's a flagrant. The three officials still having a conversation on what has been the game that has ratcheted up in intensity the last 5 minutes. Bob Ritchie getting an explanation, and it looks like it pretty much will be. Terrence, I think you're trying to overhear a flagrant foul. Is that the call? It's going to be a shot in the basketball, I believe, for Appalachian State as Coach Ritchie's trying to get the explanation. 10:20 to go. Right now, a 3-point Furman lead. The delay as they're looking if it was a common foul or a flagrant foul. And I believe Terrence is still trying to get the explanation. They're going to come over here in a second. The officials are going to come up and have a conversation. Believe it, we'll have a flagrant one on Jalen Slauson, so it'll be a shot at the line for James Lewis as Terrence gets the headset back on. And what'd you find out? So
it's they're going to administer the flagrant one because he did end up getting to his neck. From their angle, they determined that since you attacked head or neck and it did make contact and he extended out, it is going to be a flagrant.
Missed the first from the line, one more coming for Lewis, and he makes the second. So it'll be App State basketball in a 2-point game. Slauson on the bench to cool off a bit. Mountaineers with a chance to tie or take the lead with a 3.
Slauson, ever since his second foul in the first half, has had a hard time calming himself back down. They're going to need him there at the end of the game. It's going to be close all the way throughout.
Shot on the way, that's off the mark. I believe it's 51-49, and they just updated the scoreboard. 2-point game, Furman with the basketball. Things settling down a bit after a hectic and emotional last 5 minutes. Slauson on the bench with those 3 fouls. Foster down the left side, hesitates, sends it back out with 8 on the shot clock. Defense for both sides have been lights out here in the second half. 3 to shoot. Bothwell skips it. Foster with 1 on the shot clock. Good if it goes, and it goes.
Big time shot. They're going to take a look at it. I thought he got it off, Bryant. But Appalachian State does such a nice job of guarding the basketball. Taking another look, it looked as if he got it off in time. But Furman's having a hard time creating help situations because App State doesn't need a whole lot of help, especially on their perimeter defense. They got such big, strong physical guards, and they've got good feet.
Take another look, and look, that shot clock's not going to be in view from this side, so the officials are going to have to find an angle, Terrence, that shows the shot clock. It was counted good on the floor. It's going to have to be indisputable, and they're going to wave it off. Wave it off. They say it did not get shot in time, so obviously they got a clear look, and here's a good look at it, and
wow.
Did not release. Good call.
That's about as close as it gets, but excellent call by the officiating crew.
Coach Ritchie having the conversation, saying, was it waved off? 51-49, 9:42 remaining, so wave it off. App State can tie again for another chance to take the lead. They've been fighting uphill seemingly the whole game.
Forrest wanting to attack Heen in a ball screen situation.
Little pick and roll down low to Lewis. Crowd wanting to walk. Shot clock down to 5. Forrest working against Anderson. Double team comes. Wild shot, and now a foul late in the shot clock. Crowd doesn't like it. That's the third Furman team foul, and they're going to say 2 shots at the line. And
it should be on Conley Garrison. When you come over and you double team, you better be able to put your chest on the guy. Forrest, when he spins, he goes right through the middle of both Anderson and Garrison. Got to do a better job of chesting up the basketball when you're that guy coming in to help.
Mountaineers can tie it if they make them both from the line tonight. 6 of 10, now 7 of 11. Furman 4 of 5 from the charity stripe as you take another look at it.
Look, right here, Garrison, you have to close off that angle. That's a nice job by our camera crew getting that shot. But Garrison, you got to make sure you cannot split when you send the double team. He's got to run right into your chest.
All knotted up at 51, a 6-0 Appalachian State run over the last 2:25. We're reaching crunch time here in Greenville. See the hedging on each screen forces Hunter out. Now Heen, one-handed pass, 1-0 more to the corner. Anderson for 3 on the way. No, battle for the loose ball. Heen has it, wanted to go back up with it. He stripped, but stepping on the line was Almonacci, and I think he might have been surprised how open he was down low.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Furman creating that help, but look at this, all hustle. Man, it is a physical game between 2 high-level teams. I thought he was looking to fan back out because Appalachian State has had a body on him for the duration of this game. He's looking to fan back out for some threes, but I think we have a little blood on the play as number 25, James Lewis Jr., makes his way over.
Senior out of Mount Holly is going to get 30 seconds to get patched up, give both coaches a free timeout here. So Terrence, at halftime, Furman had a 40-36 lead. Offense, they've started so quick. Just 26 combined points through 11-plus minutes here in the second half. Defense have been smothering on both sides.
I mean, the game slows down when the players become better, and that's going to be a tough loss. Oh, I think he lost a contact. I'm sitting here looking down at the Appalachian State bench, loses a contact. That's going to be a big loss. 7 rebounds for Lewis Jr., the bulk of which have been on the offensive glass. Great ATO.
Layup by Bothwell. He now has 12, and out of the timeout is what you're referring to.
I'm saying after timeout, it might as well have been because we stopped play for a second. Ritchie was able to get his team over to organize the baseline out of bounds.
2-point game, 8:35 to go. Delph has it taken away by Marcus Foster. Foster into the front court, 2-on-1, leaves it off for Bothwell. Doesn't get the roll, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. As Furman's defense starting to lead the offense, that's the 10th turnover on the Mountaineers.
Marcus Foster again, he's made some defensive plays throughout this game. He just has continued to improve since the beginning of the year. Nice job by number 4, R.J. Duhart, to get back. That was a tough contest at the rim, but Bothwell will shoot 2. Those are ones you want to have, especially coming in. It's a close game. Furman's up 2. Bothwell would have been much better served. Shoots that first one short, but That's a layup you got to finish.
Bothwell, an 80% free throw shooter coming in on the season. One more upcoming for the senior out of Cleveland Heights, Ohio. If he makes it, that'll get Jalen Slauson back into the basketball game. 3-point game as Slauson checks in, taking a seat is Marcus Foster. Big minutes there for Foster.
Huge minutes for Foster, just doing all the other things. Like we've said pretty much all game, Furman has so many guys that can knock down shots. Marcus Foster brings a different element to this team.
Ball sent to the corner, thought about a three. Almonacey gives it quickly to Delph. Delph working against Slauson all the way down. Wild shot attempt. Furman can't grab the rebound. Offensive putback not there, and there's going to be a foul going against James Lewis Jr., the fifth going against Appalachian State.
And that's tough. They've been doing a nice job of getting into the paint, but we're going to take a look at it. Goes up, thought there was a lot of contact, just maintaining his effort, but kind of getting his hand stuck in the cookie jar, trying to do a little too much as far as hustle's concerned, gets a lot of arm. Lewis has been really good for App State.
Slauson thought about a three, pump fake, spin move, right-handed hook, up and in. Jalen Slauson now has 10. How about not settling for the three, getting the high percentage look? Furman back up 5.
Well, when the ball moves for Furman, they're able to create closeouts, and that's where Jalen Slauson's very good. They pitch it back. He's able to use his athleticism, finish over the top.
Students getting into it on the far side. Dribble handoff, Almonacey. He'll pull up, mid-range jumper, open, knocks it down.
Man, I love Almonacey. I think he does such a terrific job of playing with great pace. When you have a sixth-year guy like him, he can carry your bunch on the road in a tough environment. Appalachian State down 3, looking to make a game of it.
Great atmosphere here inside Timmons Arena. Appalachian State battling the elements, and they got some tough ones upcoming. They'll go on the road. They'll have the Tobacco Road back-to-back.
That's tough. They're both really, really good. Duke, I had the privilege of being able to go up to Madison Square Garden and watching Paolo Banchero in person, and he's gotten a lot of hype, Bryant. He is that good. And when I say he's one of the best players that Coach K has ever had from a scouting perspective going to the next level, he's just that. 6'10", 240 pounds. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch throughout the duration of this season.
That timeout was called by Appalachian State. They have 1 remaining. Furman has 3 timeouts remaining. That counted as the under-8 media. Joe Anderson running the point for the Paladins. Furman up 3 with the basketball. Hunter over to Slauson, back to Hunter. 15 to shoot, trying to go down low to Heen. Over to Bothwell, hesitates, and now will take a 3. Yes, Mike Bothwell has 16. He's 6 of 8 from the field, and Furman back up 6.
It's been a senior-driven game. Bothwell able to knock it in. Didn't have his feet quite set, but does a nice job backing the defense off and then gathering himself for the jump shot. He is a big-time scorer.
Every time Furman's put a little bit of distance, the Mountaineers have responded. Great atmosphere here inside Timmons Arena. Delph with the basketball. Trying to get it down low. Triple team comes and a travel.
And he got, Bryant, he got fouled. I don't think there's any doubt about it. He's trying to hold his position. Garrett Heen's holding on for dear life. He got fouled. That was a missed no call.
Furman benefits on Appalachian State's 11th turnover. Furman's turned it over 10 times. Furman scored 11 points off the Mountaineer turnovers. App State 14 points off Furman's turnovers. Furman trying to push the lead back out. Hunter sends it over to Anderson. Back out to Slauson, top of the key. Pump fakes, back to Anderson. High movement on both sides of the ball. Hunter thought about the quick trigger, back to Anderson. He'll take the 3, no. Ball tipped around, long rebound taken down by the Mountaineers. They're running with it is Gregory. Gregory leaves it off for Lewis Jr., who hesitates in the easy lay-in off the glass, and it's a 4-point game.
Man, I've been really impressed with how good Lewis Jr. has been, especially on in transition offense, still attacking the boards. Big physical, able to finish.
Hunter to Heen to Slauson. 1, 2, 3. 20th assist for Furman. 24 made buckets. And it's a 6-point game again. Ball movement at its finest by Coach Ritchie's squad.
You see Almonacey with the basketball, just passed it off. He's going to take a much more direct approach to the rest of this game.
Blocked from Heen on behind, and it goes right back and laid up and in by Delph. And back and forth these offensive go.
You got to give Adrian Delph credit. Struggled to get started in this game, 2 of 9, and then since then has really done a nice job of finding his offense.
Bothwell pump fake, go to the lane, has contact. Out to Anderson, top of the key, Hunter for 3. Rack rim, too strong, tipped down. There to grab it is Delph. Delph tried to take it the whole way off the glass, and it's a 2-point game as Adrian Delph now has 14. Slauson to Anderson. Bothwell, can he hit another one? Wide open, no. Furman 2 missed threes in a row, and now Heen gets called for the foul. It's Furman's 4th.
Well, he's trying to go over the top. You got to have quick feet and try to get around the guy boxing you out. But if you're Furman, that's exactly what you want to do off a make. But Heen can't do that. Nice defensive, nice box out by number 1, Justin Forrest, able to keep the bigger guy out of the paint, as you'll see. Not a ton of contact, but just enough. But if you're Furman, even when Appalachian State scores, if you're able to get that ball out of the net and push up the side, you can still find yourself some offense early in the clock.
4:35, Mountaineers a chance to tie or take the lead. Gregory. Dribble handoff, Delph, guarded by Foster. You mentioned Terrence Furman switching those dribble handoffs all night. Forrest all the way to the glass. A whistle, crowd wanted a walk, and it'll be 2 coming up at the line for the Mountaineers.
I'm not sure it was a walk. I thought it was a really strong drive by Forrest. We're just going to take a look.
There's the skip hop.
Hey, you know what? If he lands 1, 2, not a walk. Nice no call. It looked weird, but just because it looks weird doesn't make it a travel. Forrest has been a force to be reckoned with. That's 4 fouls on Jalen Slauson, and that's a big blow. He's going to have to stay out of foul trouble because Furman's offensive efficiency, I'm not going to say goes way down, but it goes down enough that in a close game, it's going to be noticeable.
Forrest at the line to shoot 2, 75% on the year, and misses the first.
Ready for the ball don't lie over here by the student section. Some of these guys are going nuts, fresh off of exams. They're free for Christmas break.
In the middle of it, a little exam break tonight is that. So you always, when you're a student, you finish them early. You live for this time of year.
Absolutely.
Second one for Forrest is good, 1-point game.
What a terrific basketball game. It has lived up to the billing. 2 teams that are going to compete at the top of their respective conferences. Dusty Kearns, Bob Ritchie, 2 excellent coaches. 2 teams that really have strong guard play. And you have a senior taking the ball up right now, Alex Hunter. This is when you need your vets to take over the game. App State just does such a nice job of guarding the ball, and they can switch at so many positions that it's hard to create help situations.
Shot clock down to 8. Slauson looking to go 1-on-1. 4 to shoot. Turns, keeps the pivot foot, reverse layup up and in. Jalen Slauson, nice patience for the senior. He has 12.
And that's where you're going to need him because now everybody is staying home on the perimeter. You got to have somebody that can score in isolation situations.
Crowd coming alive. Almonacci sends it top to Delph. Shot clock down to 10. Delph looking to go 1-on-1 against Bothwell. Goes baseline. Double team comes. Nowhere to go with the basketball. 5 to shoot. Almonacci working against Slauson. 1 to shoot. High arching jumper off the rim. Battled for, taken down by Garrison.
Great defensive possession by Furman, forcing the tough shot and finishing out the possession. Now you have something between Slauson and Hunter.
Final media timeout, next whistle. Slauson fouled out with the charge at Winthrop, going 1-on-1 here against Duhart. Slauson, right-handed hook shot short. Foster grabs the board, and it'll be Marcus Foster to the line to shoot 2 when we come back.
And Slauson doing a nice job getting it in the paint. Nobody's helping. You got to score down there, big fella. Nice up and under going on the baseline with a smooth finish. It's good to have good players, Coach Ritchie. It's good.
Remember Terrence Ogilvy's Furman up 3 going to the line. They'll be heading up to Chapel Hill, then Starkville and High Majors. You've seen some things tonight that thinks Furman's going to compete in those games.
Well, we talked about it during the break, Bryant. Like, what makes these teams so good against each other is what's going to present problems against bigger Power 5 teams with true big men. Tonight, You're seeing Appalachian State, they're able to switch a lot on the perimeter. Furman's doing the same thing on the other end, but whenever you play against bigger teams, Mississippi State, for example, who has a guy named Tolu Smith, who is a double-double machine, they're going to be able to pull those kind of players away from the bucket because both Furman and App State have the ability to knock down shots. That's the reason the NCAA tournament's so good, Bryant, because you have teams like Furman, like App State, that can get hot from the perimeter, and threes are worth much more than two, no matter if it's in a regular season or during the NCAA tournament.
Foster just 8 of 15 from the line on the season and hits the first. 4-point game, 2:58 to go, and has one more upcoming for the redshirt sophomore. Second one's pure, 65-60 crowd. Coming alive, standing here in Greenville. Barn burner between former conference rivals here on a December Friday night. Almonacey wants to go top of the key now with it is Lewis. Forrest slips down low to Lewis, runs in, blocking foul. That's the 16th foul, so if it was not shooting, I think they're going to have a conversation. See if we can't get another look.
I think Hunter is in the charge circle. Now, he left his feet. He left his feet. That's the issue. Bothwell better be careful. This game is a little bit too close to be reacting in such a manner. You got to stay composed at this point in the game. Up 5, 2:40 to play. Can't afford any cheap ones.
Non-shooting foul. Both teams now with 16 fouls. They'll be 1-1. West away. Quick trigger three up top. In and out. No. Rebound taken down by Foster.
That's tough for us. Every part of the rim and out.
Bothwell. Slauson. Dribble handoff. Hunter. Let's go Furman chant ringing from Timmons Arena's rafters. Slauson. 5 to shoot. Faces up, 2-1, forces up, right shot, yes, and a foul! Jalen Slauson will go to the line, a chance for a three-point play. Mr. Oglesby, put you on your back, Jalen Slauson.
That's just a big-time move. Appalachian State knows he's going right. I know he's going right, you know, and he's still able to finish. What a big-time shot over number 11, Donovan Gregory. And that's the thing. They're not helping in. He has to be able to score in there. That's why you need him in the game. And he's going to walk over the camera a little bit. Not able to knock it in, but misses his free throw. Need that towards the end of the game, but strong move.
7-point game, under 2 to go. App State going quick. Almonacey pulls up for 3, open off the back rim, tipped around, battled for, out of bounds. Officials trying to get a look. They're going to go a jump ball possession.
That's good. I don't like a jump ball at the end of the game. That's a bit of a cop-out. Go ahead, take a look at it. This is a high-stakes game. Get the teams to their bench. With less than 2 minutes to go, this call needs to be correct.
So they'll go to the monitor. They're called a jump ball, Terrence. Possession is Furman. So if they can't determine, they will stay with the jump ball, and it would stay Furman or go to Furman basketball. Take another look. There you see the officials going to the monitor. They're going to try to see, can they be clear? So you like in that situation, if you don't know, to go to the, or do you want to make a call in the court?
I think during this, it's a single-digit game. Of course, it's a few possessions, but at the same time, make sure you're correct. This is a big game for both teams and both conferences, quite frankly. I thought that ball went off of Jalen Slauson.
But let's say if you don't know here, do you go to a jump ball immediately, knowing you're going to review it either way? Do you like the jump ball call since you don't know, or do you want to go with your gut? Because odds are it's going to be hard to tell, so it may stay with the call on the court. So,
well, the key is definitive evidence, Brian. So I do like the jump ball call because now it all comes from the scores table where they're taking a look at it. Big possession.
Yeah, great job, Byron Apt, his entire ESPN crew getting additional looks down for the officials. They're seeing the same look you are right now. I think it goes off the left hand of the Mountaineers, if I had to guess. James Lewis Jr., Terrence, look at his left hand right on the extension right here. Slauson comes in and pokes.
What a physical game.
But right here, is that the touch?
You're a Furman grad, aren't you?
They reach it. They got it. We're trying to make things happen right here. The officials are taking a look. So they're going to say Furman, and we'll see if there was a jump ball or not. Does the arrow stay? I think it will be the question. They're going to say no jump ball. So they're going to say, Terrence, no jump ball. So the arrow will stay with Furman. The scorer's table confirming no jump ball. So Furman arrow.
No jump ball. Furman stays with the possession arrow.
Full court press for the Mountaineers. Garrison gets it on the inbounds, closely defended by Almonacci.
This is the point of the game where it means so much to have veteran players like Alex Hunter and Conley Garrison in your lineup towards the end of the game.
Shot clock at 15, 90 seconds remaining, 7-point Furman lead. Slauson, can he do it again? One-on-one working against Lewis. Spins, hesitates, right-handed up and in. Jalen Slauson taking over late. Furman at an 8-0 run, and Slauson has 16.
And the great thing about Slauson right now, he's doing such a nice job of playing under control and maintaining his balance. App State tried to pull the chair out from under him. Do a nice job of maintaining his balance and finishing over top. Huge shot!
Delph from long range, back to a 6-point game, under a minute to go, and I think right now you have to foul. If you're Mountaineers, can you really afford 20 seconds to go off down 6? Hunter, looks like the Mountaineers and Coach Kearns are going to play it straight up. 15 to shoot, Bothwell drives, hesitates, out to Garrison, 12 on the shot clock, no, battle for the rebound, Mountaineers have it.
Now you have to push him, make something happen. You got the guy that you want with the ball in his hands. Delph pulls up from 3.
Off the mark, tipped, stays with the Mountaineers. Almonacci has it. 12-second differential shot and game clock. Mountaineers need to go quick. Almonacci high arching 3 off the rim. Rebound Garrison. And now the Mountaineers need to foul. Up to Foster. Foster at the rim. Two-handed jam. Coach Ritchie trying to get a timeout, and they get it. 71-63, and Timmons is alive.
If I'm Coach Kearns, I'm a little bit upset with my team because they didn't quit on the play, but at the same time, you got to match up quick. This game's not over. Get up there and foul. Make sure you find your man. Try to extend this game out. But we got a flush. Nice punctuation. An exclamation point, if you will, by Marcus Foster, the guy who does all the little things. Give that man a dunk at the end of the game.
Two-handed slam for the redshirt sophomore, full timeout. Coach Ritchie, if anything, call that, make the Mountaineers probably catch it and pull it all the way up front court, right? Catch in the back court, use some clock, and the good thing that App State has going for them, Furman isn't the 1-and-1 for 3 shots. So if you can't come down and get a quick 3, a 1-and-1 can get you right back into the basketball game.
Well, that's exactly right, but at the same time, you want to make sure that App State catches it going away from their basket. Don't let them get ahead of steam coming in. I wouldn't be surprised, Brian, if we saw a little bit of full court fake pressure, if you will. Maybe set up in a full court zone pressure to where they can't get ahead of steam. We'll see how Furman's able to handle this.
Reset will be App State basketball after the timeout. 8-point Furman lead. Both teams into 1-and-1. The Paladins do have the possession arrow. 2 timeouts remain for the Paladins. 1 for Appalachian State with 18.5 seconds remaining. There's the look at Coach Kern.
And here comes the full court pressure. They're going to put Garrett Heen up further at their 3-point line. Not to force turnovers, but to slow the ball down.
Quickly into Forrest. Here comes that little token 3-quarter court press. Uses 5 seconds to get up. Down low, Furman's going to give up the slam and a timeout taken by the Mountaineers, but 6-point game, that used 8 seconds. I think Furman may give that trade a little slow.
I don't know if that was a little slow. I think obviously you need to jump to the ball and try to deflect some passes. Anytime you're going to be playing against full court zone pressure, if you're App State, you want to make those direct passes. You can't have those if you're Furman, you try to force those lob passes so your defense can get back into the correct position. But App State doing a nice job stepping through pressure, making short passes, and that creates a scoring opportunity fairly quickly. Still a 2-possession game. You got to foul really quick.
It will be Furman basketball after the timeout. Furman will be in a 1-and-1. What a crowd. Nearly 2,000 people, a little short of a sellout here in what's a great intimate atmosphere for Mid-major basketball student section absolutely packed doing exams. Tell you what, Furman has known to win at home and have raucous crowds, but this kind of crowd in early December, the basketball nation, maybe all eyes on this mid-major. This is a fun type atmosphere for all of basketball, but you look at the Southern Conference, atmosphere like this, you look around, tell you what, the SoCon, how many bye games has they won in a league this year? It is an incredibly talented league that Furman's going to be competitive in this year.
Well, it's an incredibly skilled league. I mean, they're not overly big. The size isn't huge, but at the same time, it's a league full of shooters. It's a league full of great coaches that put their guys in correct positions.
As you would expect, full court pressure for the Mountaineers. The officials reset the clock to 11.1.
Look for somebody to go long.
Slauson does break long. Mountaineers go with them. Bothwell looking to inbound, still look, and they'll force a timeout. Furman has 2 remaining, and it'll be a 30-second timeout, and after this one, they'll have 1 left. Good time to remind you that this broadcast is brought to you by Ingles. Low prices, love the savings. Bon Secours bringing good help to those in need. And by BMW, the exclusive luxury vehicle for the Paladins. All right, Terrence, after you force a timeout there, Coach Kearns, exactly what his Mountaineers wanted to do. They go long. What kind of action are you running here if you're Coach Bob Ritchie? Well, remember, you can run the baseline.
You can run the baseline, but at the same time, you want to think, maybe pull your offense a little bit further away from the baseline so your guys can generate some speed coming towards the basketball. With App State, they have such big physical guards. If they put their body on you, especially right now, they're trying to wrap around and hold. It's going to make it difficult, and they do exactly that. Bothwell, the only guy at free throw line, extended. Everybody else a little bit further towards half court.
Hunter set to inbound. Quickly into Garrison. Double team comes in the corner and a quick foul. Exactly what you talked about.
Yeah, and Conley Garrison does a nice job coming off a screen from Jalen Slauson. But you come with speed when you're fighting against pressure, especially really physical pressure like App State has. They got a lot of guards that can get in and hold you and grab you. They're really strong on the perimeter, and that could present some problems for some teams. But nice job by Garrison to use his quickness to get open in the full court.
Garrison going to the line. 85% free throw shooter on the year, but just been there 7 times. 6 of 7 from the sharpshooter. Graduate transfer.
Drury University.
Makes the first 7-point game. 1 more upcoming. Talk about one of those difference players. Coach Ritchie said, hey, he may be the smartest IQ basketball player. Right spot, right time. Knows where to get in the passing lane. Second free throw is up. Makes them both. 8-point Furman lead, 9.8 to go. Furman full court pressure. Quickly into the front court, Almonacey. App State needs to go quickly, and they need a 3. Might have gotten away with a walk. 3-pointer up, no good. Paladins with the rebound, and Furman wins it 73-65. A battle of the mid-majors. Terrence, maybe the mid-major game of the night, and the Paladins come out on top.